So the problem with adjacent implants, and here are 3, is kind of this. You're missing this bottom piece of the papilla, which changes the shapes again of these teeth, kind of dramatically. Just look at what's missing. It's this little piece that's missing. Look at this papilla compared to this papilla. And you get a sense now of what's missing and how it changes. Look how nice this part is on the screen. Not the papilla, but the white to white relationship. And look at how it changes over here. Quite different. So when you're looking at it, this is what's missing. Just superimposing that yellow line, taking the crowns off and leaving the yellow line on the picture. Look at what's missing. See, here it is. This is why this area looked nice, and this was the tooth to implant. So you know, tooth to implant, you're going to get about 1.5 millimeters more. And this is what it amounts to, this dimension you're seeing here. So implant to implant is not a great idea, and that's absolutely essential. And the reason is they are actually biologic, beyond the biomechanical limitations in this. And so looking at this case now again, look at it, we were quite excited at the time. But think about getting an extra 2.5 millimeters of papilla, 1.5 millimeters even. Average it out, 2 millimeters in that area. This is how the tooth form would be. Much better. So aesthetically, this wasn't great. Actually, mechanically, it wasn't great because you had all sorts of individual units. The individual ones loosened. Adjusting the contact points in all of these on an implant supported restoration to implant supported restoration is incredibly difficult. And then guidance, she comes out on the cuspid, which you'd like, but it's only on this cuspid. I can't get any sort of group function, whereas if I'd splintered this, it would be supported by all of these teeth. So biomechanically, mechanically, technically doing it, this wasn't a great way. But of course, what we're talking about here is aesthetically. It wasn't a great way. Looking again at it, the interproximal soft tissue tip dimension, when you have 2 adjacent implant surfaces, or an implant and a pontic, or a tooth and an implant, are quite different. Look at here. We've got a tooth to implant relationship, anticipate 4.5 millimeters. Implant to implant, 3.2, call it 3 millimeters, 1.5 millimeters different. Go to the opposite side of your screen, the right side. Now we've got an implant to pontic relationship. So implant, pontic, implant. And you look at this dimension, you're looking at 5.5 millimeters. 5.5 millimeters is 2.5 millimeters more than this dimension here. It gives you a
19
huge
часов.
advantage. So in the case before, it would be in a completely different case.